Hey everyone, amprepairguy.com, 203-892-4119, also harbachelectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today we have a Kenwood Tl922a. So I was waiting on a band switch. This needs a band switch. Contact on the front. I'll show it after, but you can see it's hard to see. Let me see if I have my flashlight here. Best. It's hard to see, but there it is. See that bright copper? That's the contact. It's like congealed into a ball from arcing. And the wiper is also damaged, so I'm going to replace it with a brand new multi-tech switch. Already checked the SO239s, they're nice and tight. We're going to ground the grids, do all the other mods. Needs a 10 meter mod, filter caps look okay. The two tabs snapped off. Oops, apologize, it's early here. Got to hold the bottom cover on these two. So I'm going to re-epoxy those. This whole side panel can be replaced. They pop up on eBay now and then, so that's common, happens. It's cast aluminum and breaks easily. So do everything up here. It's nice and clean. Arced between one of the plates. I'll clean that off with denatured alcohol. The edges look okay. So when someone puts the amp into an open while it's producing output, the RF voltage skyrockets, and you know, the on the plate side, you usually lose one of the contacts for the padding cap. These contacts in the front add padding caps or 11680. So it usually takes out the contact, and then also you can have damage to the plate tune cap. So adding a series glitch resistor will help limit that current. So if it happens again, if he were to put it into an open, it'll limit the current and not damage the switch. The switch that's going in it's better than the stock switch. So it's always critical to watch your SWR as you transmit. Okay, so I'm going to get to work. I'll see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. Yeah, so that's strange. This nut was actually really loose. Just moving around. And these screws weren't really tight either. But, okay. Back to work. Okay, so the old switch is out. You can see the contact that's all melted to the right. The wiper is all melted also. Yeah. So I'll prep the new one and get back to work. Okay, so we're finally back with Kenwood Tl922a. Customer wants to see it working on 40. I already tested on 160 and 80. There are the settings right there. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. On 160 and 80, usually the plate lines up right around noon. Has to do with the padding caps. They pad the plate side and the load side for 160 and 80. Okay, so lower voltage setting, roughly audio hello, I don't know, 80 watts or so, 2500 watt slug, bird 43, bird PEP kit going into a bird dummy load, audio hello, hello, audio hello, about a kilowatt right there, kilowatt, 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 audio hello, 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 RF, audio, grade current, high voltage. Never ever switch that under load. That's how you damage the switch. Go ahead. Kit. Audio hello. Audio hello. 1250. 1250. 1250. 1250. 1250. 1250. Audio Audio hello. 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 And audio. Okay, Okay, so I'm going to continue testing all of the other bands, and then I'll show you what I did. So you guys, I'm back with the completed Kenwood Tl922. Sorry for the delay, but I needed the mica caps for the 10-meter mod, so those finally came and I installed them. Okay, so I have my test tubes in here, my Amperex Penta tubes. Great company, great people over there. So added the strap over here, tighten up on hardware, added the series glitch resistor, added the meter protection diode, zip tied the wires. That's about it for over here. Caps are okay, so I left them alone. So I'll flip it over and I'll show you the bottom. Oh, actually, one of these turns was almost touching, so I spread it just a hair. I always go in there with a zip tie at a right angle, and I make sure that I have good clearance between all the turns. Okay, so see you soon. Be right back. So here's the bottom. I changed this electrolytic cap over here. I always do that. Did the bias, the self-bias modification, grounded the grid connections directly to the chassis. Added the strap over here to get rid of parasitic instability issues. The brand new band switch in there from Multitech, great company. I cleaned it with Deoxygold, and also the input rotary switch with Deoxygold. Cleaned the actually just the TR relay. And this one just handles the TR switching. This one handles the bias and the standby operate lamps on the front. Cleaned that one also with Deoxygold. Check the Zener, that was good. So I ended up changing all of the padding doorknob caps because it wasn't tuning up on 160 or 80, so the padding cap on the plate side was damaged for 80, and I just didn't want to take a chance. So these are the two that add padding capacitance on the plate side for the air variable capacitor on the plate side, and then these ones add capacitance on the load side. Okay, so those are all good. I just don't want to take any chances. This thing had a hard failure where it flashed the man switch, so I don't know if the guy transmitted into an open, the previous owner, or what, but so I just didn't want to take any chances. So she is all good. If you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. Phone number is 203-892-4119. That's 203-892-4119. Websites are amprepairguy.com, also harbackelectronics.com. I had to go away for a few days, but now I am back. I have lots of stuff to do. I got all the Harbach orders out today. Boy, that was a lot of packing, so that's all done. So thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great day. 73.